News Channel 3 is taking you behind the caution tape this month for a first-hand look at what it takes to become a first responder. Alex Jokich joins us live in the studio with this week's edition of Ready, Set, Rescue. Alex, who did we suit up with this week?
Well, Brittany, I spent a day in training with the Keizu Fools, a local organization for firefighters, and the Oshtemo Fire Department. So far this year, Oshtemo alone has responded to nearly 1,700 calls for help. Working in news, we see firefighters on scene all the time. We watch as they work to save homes and sometimes lives. But it's not every day. We get to gear up and join them.
The training is so important. The training is life-saving, bottom line.
Step 1, the donning drill. In other words, how fast can I get ready for a call?
Make sure your coat's zipped up.
There you go.
Firefighters need to suit up in 60 seconds or less. As the rookie on the team, I run into a few snafus.
Is that a bad noise? Well, how do I learn?
Realistic.
Captain Chip Everett explains my equipment.
What this device does is it keeps track of your air supply. If you get in trouble and you want people to come and help, feel that pop?
Oh, yes.
So now you're breathing the air in the bottle.
All right, I look the part. Now let's get down to business.
If you can handle it.
I can handle it. In this scenario, there's been an accident. A victim is trapped.
There you go.
And it's our job to get him out.
Take this door off. That's the game plan.
Lieutenant Lull, the extrication expert, tells me every crash presents its own puzzle. It's a firefighter's job to figure it out, and fast.
Okay, there you go. You got that one.
Using heavy-duty spreaders and cutters, we get the door off, break the frame, and make the save.
That gives us access to the patient.
What took me about 20 minutes. Success. Usually takes them about 2. Guess I still have a lot more to learn. Speaking of which, let's move on. This maneuver may be the scariest of the day.
It's a means to get out in an emergency situation for a fireman.
Ladder bailouts are a last resort and not used all that often, but ultimately could save a firefighter's life.
Put your belly on the ledge here, and you're going to reach down and you're going to put your hand underneath number 2, grab number 3.
This is crazy.
Take your legs, bend them, and swing them out.
As I learn the ropes,
Up on the ledge.
Deputy Chief Rick Griffin decides I'm ready to top off the drill.
Now slide.
My heart's racing like crazy, and we're only halfway done. Of course, we have a lot more to cover. Coming up in our next hour, I'll face the flames. The department will set a car on fire, and I'll put my learning to the test. Stay tuned.
Ready, set, rescue. From paramedics to police, firefighters, and canines, we're taking a closer look at how these heroes trained for their jobs. News Channel 3's Alex Jokich is suiting up with a different department every Monday this month. She joins us now live in the studio after training with the Oshtemo Fire Department and Keizu Fools. Alex.
Well, Brittany, in our last hour, I learned how to bail out of a burning building and rip apart a crashed car to save the victims inside. And that, of course, was just the beginning.
The more training you do, the more educated you are, the less of the chance of getting hurt.
From hacking away at a car to hanging around in the firehouse,
This is crazy.
fire training takes a certain kind of fearlessness,
I feel good.
especially now that we're ready to face the flames.
Right now we're going to practice hooking the truck up to the hydrant.
The fire truck has a 750-gallon water tank on it. But oftentimes, crews need more than that.
First thing we need to do is flush the hydrant out to make sure it's clear and that there's no debris inside.
Then we grab the hose, hook it up, and turn on the hydrant.
The pump operator would have to get this done within 2.5 to 3 minutes before the truck ran out of water.
Not surprisingly, it took me a little longer than that to get in the flow. Now we shift gears from water to fire. Oshtemo Fire Department set this car on fire to put my training to the test.
I'm taking most of the pressure on the line. She's just directing the stream and I'm backing her up.
I take aim at the flames. But first, a word of warning.
Most of these bumpers are loaded with struts.
Right.
And when they get hot, when it's on fire, they explode. They can take your legs right out.
Noted, stay away from the front bumper. In the heat of the moment, I find myself smothered by a cloud of smoke.
It was a little scary.
Let's try this again. Car number 2. I'm less timid this time and flush out the fire a little faster. Now that we've conquered my fear of flames, let's take on fear of heights. Oshtemo uses this ladder truck for fires in multi-level buildings. Before we can go up, I have to get across.
All right. I made it.
And then it's time to climb. This ladder extends 100 feet.
You're about halfway out.
Giving us a high-up view of Oshtemo and wrapping up a day of high-intensity training.
Grab the tick.
Now, obviously, there's a lot more to firefighting than we could ever accomplish in just one shoot, but it did give us a good idea of just how qualified these brave men and women are. We'd like to thank Oshtemo Fire Department and, of course, the KZoo Fools for being a part of our special series this week. And the series will continue next Monday morning. Tune in to watch as we join forces with a canine unit from KDPS. Marcy.